night, I told you the story about an American hero, Marcus Luttrell. He took on the Taliban in the deadliest battle in Navy SEAL history, and then he survived. You've heard the phrase, don't mess with Texas. Well, two men today are finding out why they should have never messed with this Texan. Take a look. He's one of the bravest men I know. Retired Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell. In 2005, he led a four-man team of Navy SEALs into the mountains of Afghanistan to kill a Taliban leader thought to be an ally of Osama bin Laden. When Marcus and three of his SEAL team members were ambushed by more than 150 Taliban fighters, only one made it out alive, Marcus. In the rescue mission that followed, 16 special forces, including 8 SEALs, were killed when the helicopter was shot down by the Taliban. It was the largest loss of life in American Navy SEAL history. Terribly injured, Luttrell crawled miles through the mountains, where he was hidden from the Taliban by sympathetic villagers. Finally, the villagers sent word where he could be rescued. Now it seems that some guys have decided to mess with the wrong guy. These two men allegedly had been killing dogs in Marcus's Texas community for kicks. The last dog they decided to kill? Marcus's best friend, Daisy.
They gave me this dog for rehabilitation, so, you know, it was like it just wasn't like a pet or anything like that. It meant more to me than anything. It stood for my 4 teammates, or all of us were out on the mountain that day that died. Daisy stood for Danny, Axe, Southern Boy, and Yankee.
Danny, Axe, Southern Boy, and Yankee Boy. These guys should be thankful that Marcus Luttrell has just left the hospital where they had been tending to wounds he received in that battle. And that Marcus had the restraint that he did when he single-handedly turned them over to Texas Rangers. Well, yesterday I told you that, you have the pictures again, Grash?
Yes, sir.
What are the names of these? I like to call them Dirtbag 1, Dirtbag 2.
Michael Edmonds and also Alfonso Hernandez.
And Edmonds was the guy that was missing last night, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, thank you. He turned himself in earlier today. Probably a smart thing to do, and they're now getting attorneys to defend their killing. I understand the killing of the dog, and maybe more than just that. I understand that PETA offered a $5,000 reward if anyone would point to Edmonds, who was on the run and had a warrant out for him, and if they caught him and turned him in and it led to his conviction, PETA was going to offer a $5,000 reward. You know, I actually got a lot of mail. I'm going to get to Keith Abloh here in just a second, but I got a lot of mail, and people were like, hey, PETA, they're... You know what? I disagree with a lot PETA says, but sometimes they're right. Not very often, but sometimes they're right. And one of them is, we don't kill animals for the love of Pete. And if they want to help find somebody who's torturing or killing animals, I'll stand shoulder to shoulder with them. There's one principle we can unite on. Now with me, psychiatrist and Fox News contributor Dr. Keith Abloh to talk about, what are their names again, Dirtbag 1 and Dirtbag 2? Or is it alleged Dirtbag 1 and Dirtbag 2? Let me go to Keith Abloh. Keith, where is this coming from, having these people go out and just for kicks shoot dogs?
Well, listen, where does it come from, Glenn? We're talking about a complete failure of empathy. There's so much in common between people who kill defenseless animals and people who would prey on, torture, or kill children that we really should note it. After all, Daisy, this dog, she couldn't speak for herself. Imagine coming to people, as Marcus says that she would, for love, and instead being mortally wounded and then dying. There's so much about this that's about the naivete and the desire for love that a kid would have, that to take the life of a defenseless animal means that your own empathy has been snapped. And listen, I've sat with rapists and murderers. I'm a forensic psychiatrist. I've testified in their trials. I can tell you that every single time you can find the events in their own lives that crush their inborn empathy, the God-given empathy that we have one for another, gets crushed in them at some point in their lives.
You know, I really like you. I respect you.
I know you do, man.
Yeah.
I like you too.
Yeah, and you're a good man. I mean, you're just a good man. But don't give me this crap that, oh, well, they had a tough childhood, blah, blah,
It's not crap. I'm going to tell you, listen, because to think that evil arrives new on the planet when a baby is born isn't what squares with what I've learned in 16 years of meeting with these people. The bottom line is that empathy is a prized, a miraculous possession that human beings have. Imagine it, Glenn. You can hear a story of someone cross country and cry for that person. We don't appreciate that. That's a miracle. There isn't another species that has, perhaps, other than dogs maybe, that kind of incredible connectedness. And you know what? It's fragile.
Okay.
And so it's true that cruelty can destroy it, and then you get more
I know
cruelty like
can
this.
destroy. You know what? Hang on. Hang on. I want to come back to this because I don't disagree with you. Babies are not born evil. Children are sweet. Something happens. I agree with you on that. But I want to get back to, well, what does that mean when you're out shooting dogs? But we'll do that when we come back on the other side of the break. I want to go to the phone real quick. We have Lieutenant Bryant Wells with the Texas Rangers. Lieutenant, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Glenn. How are you?
Good. Thank you for all the hard work you Rangers do. I like the Rangers. They don't take any crap off of anybody. Can you tell me, we had, what's his name? Michael Edmonds. All I can think of is Dirtbag 2. We had Michael Edmonds turn himself in today. Is he in your custody or was he released?
He's actually been released on bond.
Okay. Did he say why he turned himself in, or did he feel?
He's now represented by counsel and
can't say that.
And weren't able to talk with him.
And he obviously didn't say anything to you guys. That even if he did, you can't say anything. But he is out on his own.
That's correct.
Okay. How long before this actually goes to the next phase? Do you have any idea?
Actually, I don't. I would expect within the next month or so, maybe two, that this will be brought before a grand jury, and it'll proceed from there.
Okay, and the other guy that is involved, is he in jail or is he out as well?
Actually, I believe, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I haven't checked to see if he's still in custody or not.
Okay, that was Alfonso Hernandez. And can you give us any information on any other dogs that they may have been connected to on killing?
You know, Glenn, there's still an ongoing investigation, and there were some other dogs that have been killed in the area in the past few weeks, and obviously that's being investigated as we speak. Okay.
If anybody has any information on that, have you talked to everybody that you need to, or?
Well, we don't know, and again, the investigation is ongoing. So
if you have a phone number, do you want to give a phone number?
They can contact, probably the best place to call would be the Walker County Sheriff's Department, and that's 936-435-2400.
Again, Lieutenant, I thank you for all your service, especially down there in Texas. Thank you very much, and we'll talk again. You bet. More on this and so much more coming up.